welcome to White Skulls Wargaming, and please watch the video right until the end where you'll see my end result of a pretty much all-nighter where I built 300 models. Everything I ordered last weekend and that had arrived I've built, primed, and they're all ready to be painted. The board's coming along. I show all my armies off at the end of the video. Had a test game today of some new sort of rules that we're developing for a better Ancients Warfare tabletop experience. So watch the video, enjoy, please comment, and any advice, throw it down in the comments.
Okay, so new challenge. I'm going to build tonight absolutely everything I've received. So I'm going to start my Romans, attacking, marching. I'll get 3 units out of them, 9 cohorts. I'll get 3 out of them, but I only want 2. The other one's going to go towards my Selucids. Grip and Beast arrived within a day of ordering. So I've got the Noble Cavalry. I've sprayed 3 horse gold, the remainder silver, so I'll get them done. That's going to be my heavy cavalry for my Dacians. I've got enough to do 3 Spartan hoplites, 3 Athenian hoplites. I'm going with what I've already got. That would just be 3 phalanxes each, which is pretty thin. So I might just give us hoplites. But I don't think I'm going to do the Greeks next. I'll do my Selucids. So I've got 5 phalangites to make, successful phalangites. So I'm hoping to get 4 formed units out of that. And then I've got the Persians. So I'll do these guys next. I'm going to do 6 horse archers and then 6 light cavalry, well not light cavalry but skirmishes, so javelins. And then these guys, they don't come as war bands, they come as a formed units of 16. So I'll be able to get 2 units out of this, and yes, I need 32 models, but I'm confident I can plug the gaps somehow. But saying that, less slingers. Right, we'll see what I do. At least 1 unit out of this. If not, I'll do the rest as skirmishes. Quarter to 9. Let's see how long it goes.
And I'm off then. 3 bags of auxiliary. Legionaries attacking, Legion advancing, plus the 5 metal auxiliary you can see that a friend gave to me. Able to do 6 units of this. Most of them were 16-man units. One was a 15-man unit based on 40 by 40 mil squares. Blue tack stays on right until the end. I finish painting, just so I get like a good sort of positioning for the final product. 6 units added to my Roman army, and wait till the end to see the whole army in its glory.
Right, 2 hours to do 5 units of Romans. Summarised in less than 40 seconds of time lapse. Easy to do Victrix, both the auxiliary and the Roman legions. I need to sort that Optio's arm out in the front there. It's come away. But you obviously don't get enough to make 3 commands for out of 2 packs. You have to sort of like mess it around a little bit. And that's the fiddliest, probably the most time consuming, is doing the sort of musician and standard bearer. But they're done. And I'll move on to these. And I'll probably do this kind of like real time for the first sort of sprue, and then time lapse that before I go on to the next one. Cool, so I'll mix these up just because of the box. I don't know if the box is in the frame, but if I kind of put that here, you should be able to see. They've done a mixture of armour. I don't know whether it's because I've sprayed these gold and silver, but they feel really thin and really cheap compared to the heavy Roman horse that I did the other night. But a quick look over them, they do look pretty decent still. I won't make the same mistake of not knowing which half's with which half. Oh, I'll do 1 sprue. Do 1 sprue for this. All I'm going to do is blue tack the riders to the horse. because I'll spray them white. Just because they've got a bit of like sort of tunic underneath in the boots, and I don't want it all silver because the contrast won't take to that. And again, these are fixed on by 5 points, exactly the same as the Romans. In fact, these are exactly the same models as the Romans. So the Goth Elite Cavalry riders are exactly the same as the Romans. The difference being their heads. It is what it is, I suppose. I don't really know what heads to go with. Just mix it up. Pretty cool helmet, I'll take that one. There it goes. Right. Ideally I'd have them with sort of like the Contos, like a lance. And that's it, you've got no other options on this sprue. So I've either got lance or sword, axe. I don't really want sword and axe of these guys. The cataphracts, they've got swords on the bodies. They've got banners and things like that. I don't really care for that. I might put a little windsock, as I call it, on one guy. Three shields for the front guys, and then I need 2 for the back. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3. That's pretty sprayed over, don't want that one. Are you a thrusting? You're definitely a thrusting spear, so I take that one. Jesus Christ. I seem to be a lot clumsier building models now. I've forgotten how many times I've dropped little sprues and bits and pieces. The floor's covered with it. Sure, the dog's going to hoover them up tonight. Right, so where does that go? I'm guessing I have to snip off a spear shaft. Or that does make sense to me. Right, so you got the windsock. That's what we're going to call it. It's got like a little cup on it. I think it goes on there. It seems a bit thinner, but it doesn't seem to be an arm to take it, unless I am not looking at this properly. No, right, I'm going to go with it. Gut instinct. Not as impressed with these as I was with thrusting, overhand. Don't want overhand. Could be thrusting. Thrusting. Right, you're going to be upright. So let's take that off there. If I've messed this up, then one guy's gonna have an axe or a sword. Probably a sword. I want to keep axes to my blood crows. Right. So the only reason I'm gonna blue tack these on now is just to keep them all together. That's slipped. Why is that slipped? Pin in hole. Yeah, these are incredibly thin models. definitely not the same sort of build quality as the Roman ones. And the fact it's the same body is a bit of a cheat, but I suppose link armour and a cavalry is link armour and a cavalry. There's not a lot of variations you can do with it. I guess the Romans copied from other nations, so that's not a drama. Yeah, exactly the same. Okay, so I would imagine then the Roman cataphracts is going to be exactly the same horses, exactly the same riders, just with the Roman heads back on. No biggie. It is what it is, isn't it? I'm not really, although I do like history, I'm not going to lose sleep over variety. He looks like a little squat Thunder Warrior for 30k, 40k, whatever it is. Right, on he goes. Right, good. The benefit of being the same model though is from having done that Roman heavy cavalry, I'm pretty familiar with everything, so it shouldn't take too long to paint. The idea behind the horses was I could just give them a wash straight away. Let's get a bit flimsy as well, very flimsy. Right, so let's get thrusting arm on him. In fact, the front rank are all going to be thrusting if we can get away with it. So thrusting arm, thrusting arm, thrusting arm. Tidy that up. Nope, if that goes, you don't go on there. The joins aren't very good either. It's quite hard to tell where it actually is meant to go on. So it doesn't look right. No, I'm not happy with this set at all. Nowhere near as good as the fuck's sake, as the Roman cavalry. Right, he will bend to my will. Pretty impatient with the glue as well. I expect it to take straight away. No more it doesn't. Okay, you're on pretty low. I'll keep tinkering with him as we go along. Okay, so he's got arm up, which could lend itself to the windsock, which I can do, which means that this is now the rear rank. It's not taken as well. I don't really know much about the differences between different plastics and that, but the Victrix ones you seem to put a touch on and that's it. They're starting to set already. These guys have had issues. Maybe because I've been doing it for 3 hours, but are you on? Okay. That'll do. Let's put you at the back then, because you are downward. So those again, right, this guy here then, you're not going to be a thruster, are you? Ah, so this is the model I put my my axe on. And I'm happy with that. You can have an overarm thrust. So I need some more horses. I'll do 2 gold in this one, 2 gold in the other one. Just a bit of variation. So I clip that out, so that's that gold, and then I need 1, 2, 2. Yeah, so I don't know how you will base your models, but I ordered a bulk load from Pendragon. I must have got, I remember, 200, if not more, of those little bases, slightly thinner, which is good. Oh shit. 10 quid, I think it was. Then I got a load of cavalry bases as well, primarily for my Selucids. Not a lot of money, really quick turnaround, so I recommend them. I'll put a link to them in my video sort of description bit. But if you're in the UK, I highly recommend get all your, or definitely your bases through them. Really good turnaround, well packaged. Good value for money. Right, so what I'll do now is snip all these guys out, get them put on via time lapse, and then I'll show them at the end what they're going to look like. Hopefully these will come out just as good as my other Romans. Right, let's get on it. After these, I'm going to give some successors a go. They look pretty simple. Oh no, I didn't see that. For some reason we've got, what's this? Oh, we've just got legs down here. Why would I just have legs? I can't see just bodies anywhere. There's a lot of just legs. Okay, we'll find out, we'll figure that out. So 27 in here, that's not even 1 unit of phalangites for me. But we'll get them cracked next, so phalangites. So 12 Goth elite cavalry, which is my Scythian or Dacian cataphracts done. Quality of the horse nowhere near as good as the late Roman cavalry. The bodies are exactly the same. Pose is really limited. I'm sure they're painted up fine, serve the purpose, but nowhere near as good as the late Roman. But I've now got 12 cataphracts for my Dacians, my Scythians. Pretty happy with that. Been on for 3 hours. 5 units of Romans, 2 units of horse. I'm going to start doing my phalangites now. So I moved on to the successors then, 5 bags worth, aiming to get 4 units out. I've got all my bases ready, blue tack, good to go. They come in body 1, 2 and 3 per sprue, and then you've got pike 1, 2 and 3. So what I decided to do is did 1 bag, split them into their piles, so body 1s and pike 1s, 2s and 3s, just to keep the pieces together, and then just sort of randomly put them on. All the pikes are held upright, so it didn't really matter. It's just only a small diffration. Didn't take long, and I've got 4 more bags to go. So let's keep watching. So that's the first bag done. Didn't take long at all. It's just head and arms. I think body 1, part 1, 2 and 3 works pretty well, and I just sort of like randomly played them out. Obviously not the final positions, I'll work on that as I get around to sort of painting them up and seeing how it fits together. They look really cool though. the main body of it, it's got contrast paints written all over it. Obviously the helmets would take a little bit more on the greaves, but yeah, they should be fun to paint. I've got the comparison for that here. As I move my Dacians out of the way. Almost dropped a companion cavalry. My painting, not my basing, but Warlord Games, Phalanx. Hopefully you can see the difference in there. The quality and detail here is fantastic compared to Warlord Games. Slightly bigger as we expect. Less variety in the pose, but that's not an issue for me. I think they're all pretty good. Yeah, no brainer really. They're very similar. Like the Curious, they got the sort of leather dress underneath the tunics, greaves. Pretty similar models, if anything. Victrix are just slightly that bit better. The only annoyance for me is you only get 27 in a bag, and obviously a minimum is that you need is 32 to make a unit. But I think Warlords you get 40 per bag, so you're making one and a bit, which is arguably better, and they're pretty cheap as well. But that's one down. 4 more to go, so I'm going to keep going. What time is it now? It is now 1 AM on the 21st. So 4 hours in. I'm enjoying it. It's nice. Nice chill time. Right, let's get back to it.
Watching this back, it seems effortless, but this was an absolute chore. So getting the blue tack on is what it is. Cutting out all these pieces, it takes time. You've got 3 blokes per sprue, 27 blokes per bag. That was a lot of sprues to cut out, but it's quite funny watching it all sort of like build up and then disappear. Repetitive, but it is pretty easy. 1 head, 1 arm per guy, and that's it.
There we go. 4 units of 32 Selucid Phalangites. Great models, easy to go together, so simple. But obviously 32 at times quite a lot. But got there. So 5 packs enables you to get 32 times 4. You can pose the sort of unit commander with a pike as well. You get a musician at the back, and a sort of a bannerman, so not too bad. These guys here, I've given them a different like helmet style with the plumes on either side, so they're giving my silver shield, so they're like the elite, the equivalent of the high fascist, I presume. So yeah, that's them done. I need to go find some blue tack and get going on some Persian Cavalry next, I think. Loads of bits left over, so I'm going to use these heads with the Roman Auxiliary bodies, and that the Roman Auxiliaries come with spear, not pilum, so that'll be my thorax sorted. And okay, so Selucid Phalangites done. I've got some blue tack for the thorax, which will be after this, and I'm now moving on to the Persian Cavalry. So as you'd expect from Victrix, highly detailed, lots of like embellishment on the horses. They look quite large, But we'll get these knocked up, get them onto the bases, and get 2 units of cavalry added. Figures immediately far bigger than the ones from Grip and Beast. Yeah, it's Victrix, just good models, aren't they? So I can see a lot of javelins. I can't see any bows. I may have made a mistake. Right, I need to look into this and I'm going to get building, so follow along. I'll do time lapse and voice over it. See what happens. Hope you enjoy. Immediately out of the box, good models. So I did make a mistake because it says they're quite clear in red. You can convert them into horse archers, but you need to get the Persian foot archers. So guess I'll be getting some Persian foot archers then.
So I moved on to my thoracidae using the heads from the phalanx and the auxiliary bodies. They come with the spear. Really simple to do. Now they're finished and primed. Once they're painted, they're going to look great and they'll fit in. They've got good shields. I'm using the Hastai Roman Republic shields and just a plain blue transfer.
So this is my thoracidae. Excuse me, take my hands. I don't know how to say that one. I don't expect anybody to be watching. So just auxiliary spearmen using Greek helmets, and there we go. Got they'll have the scutum. Well, I'd rather get the oval type shields. I want to find good transfers for them to tie them in with the Selucids. Jesus, it's now 4:30 and I'm going to call it a night. So that's almost 8 hours of building, I think. 7 hours of building. That'll do. That's what we've achieved tonight then. 80 Romans, 3 Legionary units, 2 auxiliary, and 12 heavy cavalry. The chariot is finished. 120 phalangites. Then 32 thoracidae. Not bad. It's also 250 models in one evening. That'll do. Not too bad. Right, left. Persians. Persian. Oh man, just do some Persians. I'll have a look at them. But yeah, that's it. I'm happy with my progress. Okay, so I left it like this at 5 AM and it's now 9:30. And then crack on. So I found some blue tack, loads more blue tack. I got my Persians unarmoured infantry sorted out. The sprue themselves are okay. Lots of options, so you can choose spearmen, javelins, slingers, axemen, swordsmen. So there's lots of options, but the poses are very limited. It does come with like the hopalon shield. It comes with like this crescent. It comes with a larger square. Is it the bara shield? So you get lots of options. But since my phalanx for the successors is there, and I've got some spearmen, I needed some skirmishers. So from the website, hunger.net, it gives you all the sort of like the units for Rome Total War, and this is kind of what I'm using as my reference for making things. So you can see here melee infantry, the hillmen, and they've got axes, the crescent shields, and what you can see here is what's going to be the hillman. So the crescent shields, you've got all the axes, and the sort of Persian clothed head. Originally I was going to do that as sort of like 9 guys, space them out, a bit more disordered, just to try and get the most out of the models. But from the rules in the book, they need to be used as a standard unit, and I'm using Cappadocian light infantry, I think it is, as the sort of values for these guys. So I've got a unit of 16 now, put in a proper command that comes with a sprue. All of them are going to have axes, even the standard bearer. Keep them all tied in uniform. So that's going to be the hillman. So that's another unit done of sort of light infantry. And then with the models left over, I've created Eastern Javelin men, a unit of 6. So we've got the Hoplon, the Javelin, and then we've got Eastern Slingers. I'm going to go shieldless just because the Slingers' arms are in a bit more of a dynamic pose. So 3 units out of 1 box, I'm pretty happy with that. So all I'm going to do now is build them, put them together, and add them to the complete pile. But if we go through the Scythians as a whole, my Gamma Cavalry and my Cataphracts should be arriving any time now. So that was from Avatar Miniatures along with my elephants. Got the Scythed Chariot. Moving down away from the HQ elements, we've got the hillman. We don't have peltasts yet, and we've got the thorax or the thoracti. So the shields to them for the transfers from Victrix games. They're based on the Carthaginian shields. They're red and white and black. I'm not too happy with them, so I'm going to use Roman Republican shields, which are a bit more rounded. Very similar to that with the vertical bar and the boss. And I'm just going to use one of their sort of like plain Republican Roman shield transfers, probably just a blue, as the army is going to be sort of this silvery blue anyway. We've got the arch javelinmen. I'll probably buy, well, I'm definitely going to have to buy the Persian archers. I was anyway, because I want to use them for the cavalry. Got the slingers. I'm not bothered about the heavy archers. I'm not bothered about Cretan or normal Greek archers or peltasts. I'm going to stick with Eastern just to make it a bit more varied compared to other sort of like phalanx armies I'm going to do. Okay, so we've got pikemen, and then we've got 1 unit of silver shield pikemen, which is the veteran.
And then it just cuts into this. So putting together my hillman, 16-man unit. I use a spare body from the successor phalangites to be like a command unit leader, so like a Greek professional soldier organising his troops. My skirmishes I've now put on 2 40 by 40 mil bases, so that's 3 per guy, and that's the future, and that's how I'm going to do it. Get rid of all these round bases and cut out movement trays. So I got those guys done, and that was the end of the Persians.
That's all the shields, brown on the reverse, white on the front. So we've got auxiliary, legionary, thoracti, hillman, Dacian cavalry, that is the Goth, and Dacian shields. Silver shields of the Selucids. Hoplon shields for all the skirmishes, for the things, and the Persian cavalry. And Dacians, I was able to get 2 units of spear warriors out here. I didn't do any archers. 1 of falcons, 1 of sword, and these are going to supplement the other set I had. So I'm actually going to do 2 units of 8, and they're going to be medium heavy infantry. So I've got more accommodations. And the reverse of the falcons. Dining room's an absolute mess. Stinks of spray. I've got so many sprues that I need to either recycle or cut little bits off, or I don't know. I've got sprues and sprues and sprues, but everything I got between Wednesday and Friday has been built and primed. Then I can start painting. And the only thing left to arrive is 2 Indian elephants for the Selucids, 6 cataphracts and 6 again cavalry, and that is it. What I'm going to do now is kind of get the shields off, tidy up, and I'm going to get everything I've got out, formed up, and so we can have a look at it. Okay then, the overview of Hail Caesar Total War armies so far. So, the Seleucid Empire. 4 phalanx, 1 silver shield, 2 thoracitai, 1 eastern hillmen, 1 unit of eastern skirmishes, javelin, 1 of slingers, Thracian Romphora, Persian skirmishes, Persian medium cavalry, will be Persian horse archers, heavy chariot, Rhodesian slingers, skirmishers, Illyrian javelin men, Thessalian cavalry, heavy cavalry, Greek medium cavalry, Greek light cavalry. Athens and Sparta, and the same again to be built, which is the only stuff left. Carthaginian force, 2 elephants, 3 citizen militia, 2 Libyan Phoenician hoplites, 1 sacred band, Carthaginian cavalry, King Juba and the Numidians, 2 units of light horse, 2 units of skirmishes, and where it all began, the early Imperial Roman army. So now consisting of 9 cohorts, 3 auxiliary infantry screening advance, 2 units of medium cavalry, the blood crows, shield transfers need to be done a bit better. I need to rough them up, I want to make them look used and worn. Balearic slingers, medium cavalry, and then Gaelic allied cavalry. Thracians, 3 units of spear warband, 2 units of falxmen, 2 units of swordsmen, unit of heavy infantry, 2nd unit of heavy infantry, archers, and cataphract cavalry. German army, 4 women, berserkers, war against German cavalry. The Gauls then. Well, I suppose this is sort of like Britannia, Galatia and the Gauls. So 2 units of naked fanatics, 7 warbands, 1 unit of skirmishers, Gaelic cavalry times 2, war dogs, and then personalities including Boudica, and then the Iberian force. So I can't remember these too well. 2 Centratii, 4 of the other ones, Balearic slingers, javelin, and 2 Iberian cavalry.
Thanks very much for watching. Please pass this around to people who might be interested. If you're in any groups, please share it. I'm after advice, comments, anything I could do to improve my armies or my board. It's been a long 24 hours, really tired. I can't believe how much I've done. I've really enjoyed it. Got loads more to do now, into painting, getting that board done. Had a test game today, trialing out some sort of new rules for an ancient wargaming. Looking promising. So thanks very much. See you soon.